Hello team, my name is Mahesh. In this video, as I uploaded on the community post, I'm starting a new series which is Ansible series, and in this particular series itself, we are covering covering the from the Ansible fundamentals to advanced concepts of Ansible. In this particular series, we are totally focusing on the practical side of the Ansible, uh, how we can create, how we can manage the automation task in the Ansible, how we can create a files, how we can utilize the Ansible. We can share features to in real life in the practical way to do a repeated task or IT related task or the things in the automated way. So in this particular series, we are covering a lot of aspects. This video, this is the first part of this particular series, and we can cover the from the basics itself. We can cover the advanced concepts also. So on the first, this is the introduction part. On the first, we can see what is Ansible, what is the architecture of the Ansible, what are the key differences between the Puppet and the Ansible, uh, what are the benefits of using Ansible, how it is easy to install and configure all those things in the Ansible. You can look out the inventory in this particularly say in this particular session. So what are the ad hoc commands and all those things are covered in this particular video. So for that, I have created to document these things. I have created one repository on my GitHub account. So this is Ansible basics to advanced. If you would like, you can just like create a pull request and you can contribute to this thing. This will be much helpful for me. So on this day one particularly, I have created. So on this particular as I explain the things in the video itself, if it some point not clear, you can get the documentation from here, and you can do those things. So first most, the Ansible, which is created by the Red Hat, and it is Ansible is created on the Python itself. It is written on the Python, and it will use as a push mechanism. So Ansible have a one bigger advantage over the Puppet and other things, such as the Ansible uses the push-based mechanism. In this push-based mechanism, Ansible doesn't require a we can say agent. Ansible works with agentless. It directly communicate with the SSH service of the machine, or if you are running a playbook. A playbook are basically a YAML file which contain all the tasks that you need to perform. So if you are Ansible will directly connect to the native we can say service, such as Linux have a SSH service. It directly connect to that service, and it will like push the commands to the end machine. So because of which it becomes quite simple to use the Ansible. Ansible uses the like uh, because of which the Ansible can communicate with many more servers, or we can say multiple servers with that particularly push-based mechanism. Or on the other hand, the Puppet uses the server client architecture kind of a thing. So on that thing, you need to at the end of the or at the client side, you need to configure one plugin to connect to your directly master, and you can configure your you can say node according to master. According to you can just run a playbook on the client side with the with your creating a connection between the you need a require agent on the client side, and it will connect to your Puppet, and after that it will once you establish a connection, you can automate the things. So basically on this image itself, it is a quite advanced image, we can say. uh, this is particularly uses that way, and that is we can say in this users we are like um, you can say replicating ourselves, and we can create an inventory. We can utilize the modules. We can look what is the modules, what is the API, what is the plugins. So we can utilize all those things to communicate with the host, or communicate with the host and automate the things. So Ansible, basically Ansible uses the uh, we can say Ansible is a configuration management tool that are used by several DevOps engineers. In basically Ansible, it is quite popular. It is similarly popular to Puppet and the Ansible. Ansible is called configuration management tool because it is automate the configuration across the multiple hosts simultaneously, and it will create and maintains the state of that particular host itself. So we can say if we need to install some libraries, or if we need to do the things to multiple servers, why we can if you have a question why Ansible is created and what is a configuration management tool. So suppose if you have a like if you are a developer and you need to like if you have 100 Linux clusters, you need to install some package or to all those things to run your code. So you doesn't have that much time to log into a particular system or log into each and every host that you have, and just to install the package manually. So because of that headache, there is one another good option, which is the Ansible. And throughout the Ansible playbook, you can just keep you can create an inventory. Inside that inventory, uh, I'll show it to inventory in Ansible. Inside this particular inventory, you can keep your host, such as your you can say IP address or host names. With that host IP address or host names, you can communicate with the servers directly. So this is a CSR one. This is the general image that I found on Google. So if we if we call this particular CSR hyphen routes, once you create a double quotes, it will create a group of that host. So Ansible inventory is basically, it is nothing but it is an inventory of your host. It could be your host names, and which is resolved by your DNS servers, or it could be an IP address. Throughout that, it will directly communicate with the host. So for Ansible to work, the basic thing which is the inventory. So in this inside the inventory, you'll keep your host name, you'll keep your IP addresses, you can keep your VARs to connect to a particular host. So because of which your you can Ansible can able to communicate with the host. So the configuration management is required for this. Ansible is also called it is a stateless. So what is meant by that? It didn't the it didn't it it is a basically it is a configuration manage. Okay, basically Ansible is a stateless, and the Puppet is a stateful. Ansible uses the YAML language to Ansible uses the YAML language to configure all those things, such as the most of the playbooks are written in the YAML format, and you can leverage the Python. You can if you haven't got your like if you have a particular need with particular software, so you can just uh, if you not able to find a particular thing to to do, so do your action, so you can create your own custom models that are written in the Python itself. So you can integrate those things in the Ansible itself. And Ansible is open source, and like Puppet doesn't have that much like freedom to use those things. Also, Ansible supports some multiple things, such as it supports the roles to segregate segregate your large playbook file. We'll cover this part later part. We Ansible supports the Jinja to templating. It also supports like Ansible Vault to secure credentials. All those things are will cover in this particular particular series itself. So this is you can refer this article. You can refer this particularly thing to get the understanding, basic understanding about the Ansible. Ansible is also I don't ponent. I don't know. Like spelling it wrong, spelling it correct or wrong. So what does it mean if you have installed the HTTPD? Suppose if you need to install the HTTPD on the hundred of Linux servers. So you have run the playbook one time. All those 100 servers are uh, all those 100 servers have HTTPD right now. The package is installed. If you run that particular file again, if you do Ansible, if you do again, if you install or run the same file again, it didn't change anything. So because of that, I don't ponent it didn't once the configuration is changed, it didn't like try to make the changes multiple times. Once it is done, it just verifies and it didn't change anything. So in proper format, it is ability to operate which procedures same result it it can basically return the same result multiple times if you have run this file multiple times. So it is quite simple to use Ansible. uh, it, and it is quite simple to install also. You need to just install the EPL. You can add, you need to add the EPL release module, sorry, repository, and you can just click on, you can just run a command Ansible install. So yum install Ansible and -y for the yes or no. On the same with the APT package, you can just refer those three commands. You need to just add the repository of Ansible because because might your default repository doesn't have a package to it doesn't have a like we can say route to find that package or something. You can add add this repository. You need to just update your repository once, and you can install the Ansible. And with the Ansible-y, you can see Ansible is installed or not. So it communicate with the server with the etc host. You can if you need to resolve your host locally. If you don't have a DNS server, you can just type you can just do entry on the etc host, your IP address and your host name, and after that it will do the DNS resolution for you on the OS level. So on the matches the server IP address or host names on the groups. Inventory file can send and authenticate with the servers with the stored variables. Basically, we can once we do a practical, you can get the detailed understanding of it. So first, before we going forward, we need to create a two images. So what we do now, we just log in our AWS account, and I need to create a two EC2 instances, and those EC2 instances will communicate with each other, and we can configure our Ansible itself. So let me show it to you. Okay, it's time to do some practical. So what I have done, I have created two EC2 instances, and in those two EC2 instances, we need to on the first server we need to configure the Ansible as a server, and on the second EC2 instances, we can connect to the like throughout the SSH, we can do some practicals or run some playbooks and our ad hoc commands on that client machine itself. So this is my repository. You can refer the things from here also, and I add the files and the ad hoc commands in the once I completed this session. So on this two instance, I have just taken a SSH of it. Just I would click on it and just try to connect with the root user, and I am on this screen. So this is my root machine, which is the Ansible server machine, we can say, and this is my client machine, which is the Ansible client. So both of the machines are configured with the SSH private public SSH keys, so it can able to authenticate with the keys only. It's with the keys only. So what you can also do now, you can just either you can set up a authorization. You need to create a SSH keygen, in the RSA token file, you need to copy that id.rsa.pub file into authorization keys on your client machine. I have done that. You can also do in the in the etc host. It becomes quite advanced for now, but in the host file, you can do Ansible-ssh public key. We can do later on, and you can provide that PEM file that that you have provided while that you have at the time when you created the EC2 instance. So you can provide that file directly over here, and you can copy the file to this machine, the Ansible machine itself. So okay, so what what we do now? This is a client machine, my and so I have created one file etc Ansible hosts. Inside this Ansible inside this particular part, etc Ansible, where all the configuration of Ansible stored, such as the host file, such as the some roles files, or such as the configuration file, which is the ansible.cfg file, are stored inside a Ansible etc slash Ansible folder. So it's common for all machines, for the Red Hat at least. But you can get those files inside that etc Ansible folder. So what you need to do now, I have created one file which is the Ansible host. Inside that host file, okay, read only. So inside that host file, I have what I have done. I have just provided my public IP of that instance, which is my Ansible client. You can look the IP is over here, 125.218. It is the same over here. And I have just provided the Ansible user. I didn't need to provide any password or any. I also provide Ansible password, but it's not a recommended thing because the password will be kept in a plain text, so it's not good. You can utilize the vault and all those things, but we can see that in the later section. But uh, just let me do a cat, so we couldn't edit that. Yeah. So I have just provided Ansible user, which is a root. We are doing some actions with the root, so we don't need to do the thing every time. You don't need to set up a password or thing. So this is my machine, client machine. So what you need to do now, first, what is ad-hoc commands? So also I have also I add over here. So ad-hoc commands are basically a single line commands. You can utilize the pre-existing modules which are written by the Ansible. You can go and Ansible playbooks. Sorry, the Ansible modules. We can say modules. Inside all modules, we have a lot of modules that are that able to that for with that we can able to work. So such as asynchronization, some we can say ping shaping policy, or all those models are present over there. Let me check. We can get models for the Linux machine. So cloud models, crypto models, database files, storage, networking, inventory models. Not this one. This is the inventory management system command line. So Ansible. No, this is for the vault. Uh, Not this one. Just give me a second. Let me check for the ad hoc commands. Here we go. So on the ad hoc commands, you will see pattern. So with that pattern, you can get us help to how to run your Ansible playbook, Ansible first ad hoc command. So for that, what you need to know, Ansible, the pattern, what is your server name, or what is your group of servers. So on my case, let me show it to you. I don't need this. Oh, shit. Okay, cool. So on my case, what I have done, uh, actually, I forgot what I'm saying. Yeah, on my case, what I've done, I have created my one folder, which the folder is basically created by under a curly braces. So if you can place inside a curly braces, and you can place the name inside that curly braces, so it becomes a group. And inside the group, you have a one for now you have currently one EC2 instance. So so this is my EC2 instance and all those things. So we have created one server group inside the host etc host file. So and the hyphen m, which is the module, such as there are a lot of attributes such as hyphen m hyphen such as there is a lot of modules. Hyphen m modules basically you can leverage the pre-existing modules, such as the yum has a module for the Ansible. Ping has a own module for the Ansible. If you don't find any module, you can just place hyphen a and you can place your command over here and you can get the exact output which you need. So you can also do Ansible your group name, which is the server hyphen a, and you can directly put a command and hyphen f for the forcefully so the all the existing we can say uh, uh, parameters, we can say we can add those parameters, such as over here on the web server target for the yum module will install the particular package which is ncme. I don't know what is it, but the state will be present. We'll see how this work overall. So first what we do now, I am on the server side, if you can see. Yeah. So let's go and try to run a simple command. Ansible hyphen Ansible hyphen Ansible server, which is our group name, hyphen m ping. And once you hit enter, you will see it able to get the request. So it is getting the request from in the JSON format basically. And if you can see, this is basic warning. You don't need to like get afraid of it. But if you can see on the, it is getting success. We'll getting a Pong response back, and it has changed nothing. So it will say it will provide all those things in the in the return in the JSON format. So it has changed nothing, and it will basically returns a for the ping. It will return a Pong for us. So this is the Ansible fact. This is the later fact. We can I'll show you to what is the use and how to use it and what is the purpose of it exactly on the later part. But this is how you can leverage the modules. Such as I have another one good example. Suppose I need to install some packages on that client machine on this Ansible client. So what I need to do now, Ansible hyphen m. I don't know like the yum module hyphen m m for the module, hyphen a for the argument which I need to provide, such as Ansible sorry yum module needs argument such as the package name, the state of the package, or what action we need to perform, such as we type a command such as yum install. So install is a action, and the yum install test. So test is a package, install is action, and we are utilizing the yum module. So this is basic example. You can get it from anywhere. Basically, you can do yum hyphen a for the argument, and you can put the argument as name of the package, which is we can say HTTPD. HTTPD is Apache web server package. So inside that HTTPD state is present. So if not present on the machine, it will automatically do the installation for us on that machine. So once you hit enter, just wait and watch. Okay, I have made the I have put the I guess it had changed the false. I guess I do the spelling mistake. Let me resolve it, and I just paste no issue. Uh, Present. Okay, so let's try now. If if we do if we install some unwanted sorry if we uh, run some arbitrary, or we if you made some mistake in the syntax, it will automatically return us an error in the red, and you can get the status as failed and change as false. So it has changed nothing, and it will install the packages for us. So if you can see, uh, it has installed the Apache for us, and it will uh, it is installed the packages for us basically. So what I need to do now? So I need to run a shell command on that machine. So what I can do, uh, basically I'm trying to I just install the HTTPD. We can just start that Apache service, and we can get the IP address from that machine. And after that, we can able to let's check we can able to access on the browser itself. So with that, we get a basic understanding how we can use the leverage the ad hoc commands in the real life. So if you can do if you need to do a smaller task, we can say there is one concept called playbook. So inside the playbook, you don't need to create a big playbook for doing simple actions, or you need to run a single command. So in that case, you can leverage the add commands. So FNM, which is the shell module, uh, shell means you can leverage the shell module and you can run the command on the directly on machine. So inside that, what you need to know, systemctl enable httpd. Once you do that, you will get the return. The system has changed and the services, the same link is created and it is enabled. So and we need to start that service. Okay. So also I need to get the IP address of it. So perl https colon slash slash ip config dot me. So with that I can get the public IP address. So just wait and watch. Uh, perl hyphen o we can say. If it not work, I need to. Okay. So it is returning a zero value. So no issue. Just we can copy this thing from here and we can verify it has installed or not. So we are getting it works. Basically our Apache servers is working. So with the ad hoc commands, you can leverage those things and you can run some smaller tasks such as we have seen a single line task on the end machine itself. So it becomes quite simple to use ad hoc commands. So let me check if I can. You can also, if you, as you can see, I know like which module I can use where. So if you don't know exactly, you need like if you know the command of the any Linux machine, or sorry, if you need a specific command, so you don't want to utilize the existing module, we can say existing module of existing module of Ansible. What you can do, you can just Ansible server, and you can provide a direct hyphen a. You don't need to provide a module. So what you do now, you can do ipconfig, and it will return output for us. So on this server, okay, there's no file or directory. Okay, which is I have configured my bad. So with that bin, you can just with hyphen a or with the argument or command, you can just directly run the command on the end system. Let's suppose you have thousands of machine and you need to do shutdown at the same time. So you don't need to do manually and just do init 0 and init 6 or something. So in that case, you can just directly come here and you can just do init 6, and once you click enter, it will automatically restart the server for you. So with that, you can directly run our commands. Another one good example which I know, I suppose I need to check the memory of that machine. So what you can do now, a cat proc proc is a directory, mem info. Inside that, you can get the memory info of that machine. So the total memory is free is of around 5 GB or something. It's not a 5 GB. We can say, yeah, but we can get the required output as present on that particular machine. So you can just pulling the output with the SSH only. So it able to connect to the SSH and through the key which I provided on the authorization keys, it will directly pull the resources. So what I've done, how I done that? Uh, Anyway, so that's it. Okay, that's it for today. And